Now, on the social and functional motivation, the distinction has long been made between interpersonal motivated speech and pragmatically motivated speech, as per Brown and Yu. Pragmatic or transactional talk involves exchanging information of goods and services with the purpose of getting things done in daily life. It's just like you want to order, you want to call Jollibee to order some fries and some Jolly hot dog. It's the pragmatic or transactional talk. Or you have a transaction with, if you are in like, what do you call this? You want your internet connection reconnected with PLDT, so you use this transactional talk. While interactional or interpersonal talk is primarily directed towards creating and maintaining social relationships. So here in interactional talk, it's between friends, family, professional colleagues, in a sense that you are discussing like sharing strategies, teaching strategies, or in the office scenario, it would be your office mates. You talk with your office mates, and with I can say in pragmatic or transactional talk, this is where the call center agents fall. Okay, in relation to what Ms. Lalaine had reported, Horwitz had stated that anxiety about speaking a language can affect the quality of oral language production, making individuals appear less fluent than they really are. Okay, this is where I am. Okay. Now, this time we are on the teaching speaking cycle. So Anne Burns had presented a cycle which teachers can use in their teaching speaking lessons. The model aims to highlight a number of key concepts that teachers can draw on to guide their students. Okay, here are the different. We can use a wide range of speech enabling skills. We can develop fluency in expression of meaning. We can use grammar flexibly to produce a wide range of utterances that can express meaning precisely. And here on this cycle, we can use appropriate vocabulary and accurate language forms relevant to their speaking needs. And here we are going to let the student understand and use social and linguistic conventions of speech for various contexts. And we can also employ appropriate and oral communication and discourse strategies. This will increase awareness of genre and genre structures, and it will increase metacognitive awareness about L2 speaking, and we can manage and self-regulate their own speaking development. This is as per Go and Burns from their 2012 research. Okay, here is the cycle, and there are 7 cycles in this that we can follow when we teach speaking. The first one is focus learners' attention on speaking. Of course, we need to have a good provocation when we start our speaking lessons. The first stage is to do with rising metacognitive awareness about speaking and has 2 main purposes. The first one is to encourage learners to plan for overall speaking development and to prepare learners to approach a specific speaking task. So the first stage is delivering the goal of the task, and um, giving them effective provocations. When you say provocations, these are springboards that we can use to have our students get interested into each task. The second stage of the teaching speaking cycle is provide input and or guide planning. So we are not just going to give them tasks right away, like, okay, this is your task for today. You are going to do this, that, and that, without guiding them properly. It is very important that teachers provide support for the speaking task, giving learners for planning or to what to say and how to say it. The purposes of this preparation stage include introducing or teaching new language, enabling learners to reorganize their developing linguistic language knowledge, activating existing linguistic knowledge, recycling specific language items, and easing processing load, and pushing learners to interpret tasks in more demanding ways, as per Skihan from 1998 research. Okay, here, when we are in a guided reading lesson, we introduce different vocabularies that are in, or different words that are in the story. So they already have, you would already know what they have understood. So it's part of accessing their prior knowledge, because you wouldn't know how you would how the flow of your teaching if you don't know what your student understand first. And it is important that we should know if they understand their task before we move to the next cycle, which is stage 3. Stage no, it's an additional information for stage 2. It's to provide input. It's the same. Did I just This stage involves scaffolding learning in preparation to meet the demands of the speaking task. Maybe it's as per Mabin Mercer and Spearer, which explains the concept of scaffolding, that it is not just any assistance which helps a learner accomplish a task. It is help which will enable a learner to accomplish a task which they would not have been quite able to manage on their own. And it is help which is intended to bring the learner closer to a state of competence which will enable them eventually to complete such a task on their own. So if your student is confident enough that they understand the task, this will be very easy for teachers to facilitate the learning. So we just don't give them speaking tasks. We need to know if they understand the learning, the task, and if they are ready for the next step. So here's one example of a task or a guide when we want to assess their understanding of the task. So here we have an example. Identify a topic you are interested in or know quite a lot about. So the first one is what interests they have. So how to make favorite food. Actually, for lower primary, we always say, what is your favorite food? Or identify your favorite toy. Or who is your favorite person? Or what is your favorite thing to do at home? And then the next guide is to let them write the main points. And then we'll let them write down a phrase or an expression that they would like to use as they speak. And then the next part is rehearsal. So it says here optional, but I think it's better that teachers need to give students a time to practice. So they would say that it is, they are confident enough to present their task to the group. So practice giving the explanation. So as what I said, they need to be explained and it needs to be practiced. Okay, the next stage is conduct speaking tasks. So in this part, we are not just going to give them speaking tasks as it is. It is important, and this stage is to provide the learners with a context where they can practice speaking through a communicative task. This stage of the cycle encourages learners to develop fluency of expression without having to pay too much attention to accuracy of form. So here, we are going to teach them how to say, to enunciate, and how to pronounce words and the expressions that they need when they speak. The stage 4 is the focus on language skills and strategies. So it is aimed at creating opportunities for learners to involve language accuracy, as well as to enhance their effective use of skills and strategies. So in this stage, the teacher draws learners' attention to selected parts of fluency tasks they have completed and that need attention. The parts could include language features such as pronunciation, grammar, and text structures, as well as vocabulary. So as a teacher, as facilitator, while they are practicing their speech task, you are going to be recording or noting the different parts of fluency tasks that each student needs to draw their attention to. So you can butt in and teach them the words or pronunciation and teach them how to say the sentence properly, and maybe suggest words that can be used in their speaking task.